I'm going to show you how to remove objects in Photoshop. For the first part of this, we're going to be using the clone stamp tool, which is pretty cool. And just so you can see what we'll be doing, we're going to be removing objects like this as if they never were there in the first place. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy our layer. That way we can go back and make sure things look right in the end. I use a Command J copy. You can also just do a copy layer or something like that. Duplicate layer. I just like to use the command. Now we're going to make sure we're on the right tool. Which you don't want to have the pattern stamp unless you're using a pattern, of course. But for this case, we're going to use the clone stamp tool. Now, for this, if you just use it, you get this error. And what we want to do is we want to hold down the Alt button or Option, and you just click where you want our copy to come from. And now we're going to go over here. You can see that there's just a little crosshair. It's really kind of hard to see, but that's where the error is coming from. Now I'm going to just do a Command Z on this, just so you can see a little bit how this works. Let's say we use that crosshair on here. We can actually duplicate where this boat goes. You can see that where my crosshair comes from is where we use that. That's how Photoshop works. It takes from the crosshair and puts it in there. It's also good for duplicating layers or moving different pieces in the puzzle. Now we're going to do that, and now I'm going to zoom up on here. You can see that it's not that clean. So we can just simply do another crosshair over this and get this so it looks a little bit more natural. Now obviously we can go in there, clean up more and more, and get that working. So it's a little bit more clean and looks more natural. Now the other way of doing this is, let's say we want to get an entire area, but we want to be a little lazier than using this tool. Now this doesn't always work, simply because you have different types of images work different ways. But the other nice way of doing this is called the patch tool. So the patch tool works with you selecting an area, just like this. And now what we do is we take this and we simply drag this to wherever we want it. You can see that I can do it on around the same area, but that's clean. And what it does is it fills everything in around it. You can see that it's a little bit rough around the edges, so we'll have to go in there and maybe clean up a little bit, maybe get these edges and get them to be looking a little bit more natural. You can see as long as you get in there and do it enough times, and maybe do it just with the small areas, you can really make this look really natural, and no one would ever know that you're actually just removing something in Photoshop. Anyway, that's the basics on how to remove something in Photoshop. Of course, every image is going to be a little bit different, but if you have a similar background along the whole thing and you only need to remove one little object, either the patch tool or the clone stamp tool is a great option. Let me know if you have any questions. If you like this video, please like it. Feel free to subscribe to my videos in the future. I would love to have you as a fan. Talk to you soon.